Well, my friends, I want to look into everyone's eyeballs and acknowledge everyone's name. And we've got some content to get to today. Let me know in the chat if this is your first ever Mindfulness Monday. And if you're a longstanding member of our mindfulness community, I'm so grateful that you're here. I've been hosting Mindfulness Mondays for 6 years, y'all. 6 years. It's been 6 years since I've been doing this, and hopefully you've along those years have found us. You found us. Please know if this is your first session that you will be muted for the duration of our session today. It helps with all those distractions that pull us out of our mindfulness practice. So if you have a question or something to share, feel free to type that in the chat. And at the end of the session, I'll roll through that chat and be able to acknowledge your thoughts. Our next live English session will be on May 4th, and it's around cultivating kindness, and that will be with either Nico or Devin Hazy. Don't forget about our other Beauty Health at Home programs. It includes our Wellness Wednesdays, Fitness Fridays, our expert briefings, and of course our Spanish language series, EP Salud en Casa. You can learn more about our upcoming virtual programs and register at parkinson.org/PD Health. PD Health at Home is presented by the Light of Day Foundation, whose generosity has made this programming possible. Thank you, Light of Day. And my friends, I am so honored to be leading today's mindfulness session with you all. If you feel called to work one-on-one or in another capacity with me, please know that we can stay connected beyond our Mindfulness Monday sessions. My email and my webpage is on the screen for you to reach out whenever you feel called to. I'm here for you. All right, let's jump into our session. Being with what is. Meeting change, emotion, and uncertainty with compassion. I'm really glad you're here. I want you to know that this session is for anyone whose life has been touched by Parkinson's, whether you're living with it or caring for someone you love or maybe don't love, whether you're leading a group or supporting others professionally. You are welcome here in whatever state that you arrive. And you don't need to feel calm. You don't need to or have to feel positive, and you don't have to have it all together. You only need to be here as you are. And so before we begin, I want to name something that is often left unspoken. Parkinson's does not only affect the body, it can touch our identity. It can impact our roles and our relationships. It can affect our plans, our energy, our confidence, our independence, and it can impact the imagined future that we have for ourselves. And for many people, especially those of us living with Parkinson's or our care partners or family members and professionals, there can be a quiet pressure to stay strong, to stay upbeat, to keep functioning, to be the one who holds it together. And that's exhausting. So today, for our time together, I'll invite us to set some of that down. Our theme today is being with what is. This does not mean giving up. Does not mean approving of pain. It does not mean liking what is difficult. It means beginning with honesty. It means acknowledging this is what is here right now. This feeling, this fatigue, this fear, this grief, this fill in the blank, this uncertainty, this moment of peace, this breath, breathing me. And often suffering grows when we are fighting reality internally. when part of us is saying, this shouldn't be happening, or I should be handling this better, or I need this to go away before I can be okay. And while those reactions are deeply human, they can add another layer of struggle. Mindfulness invites a different way. Instead of immediately resisting experience, we learn to meet it with presence, to pause, to notice, to soften, to become intimate with this moment exactly as it is. In the words of Victoria Erickson, she writes, "There is something so brave about standing in the unknown and still choosing to keep going." Today, I'll guide us through a practice inspired by Tara Brach called RAIN. RAIN is a compassionate framework for meeting difficult inner experiences. The R stands for recognize. Recognize what is here. The A, allow. Allow it to be here, just for now. Whatever you're recognizing, allow it to be here. I, investigate. Investigating from a place of curiosity and kindness. I'll give an example. The other day, I was cut off in traffic and I felt really like almost disrespected. Um, and I'm holding the steering wheel and I went, huh, why? Where? Where's that coming from? So there was this place of curiosity met with kindness as I was investigating sort of this emotional turbulence that I was experiencing on the highway. And then N. N stands for nurture. Nurture with care. So RAIN helps us move from reactivity into relationship. Instead of being lost inside fear, frustration, sadness, or overwhelm, we can begin to hold those experiences with tenderness, not to fix them, but choosing to relate to them differently. And often that shift in perspective changes just about everything. I think the statistic is 92% of our suffering is related to our thoughts about the suffering. And so when we can shift that perspective and choose to relate to our thoughts differently, we can shift just about everything around us. So as we move towards our mindfulness practice, I want to remind you that everything I offer today is invitational and that you are always in choice. You're welcome to listen quietly, to participate fully, step away, rest, keep your eyes open or closed, and acknowledge that there's no perfect way to do this. The practice is simply to meet yourself with honesty and compassion, and that is more than enough. So now let's begin by arriving together. And I'd love for you to choose an anchor for your attention. Traditionally, one might choose to anchor their focus of the mind onto their breath, just noticing how your breath is moving naturally. Another anchor could be the chair or the floor or the couch, wherever you're sitting, just anchoring into the support of your body. One that I've really been resonating with as my anchor is the sounds, hearing all the sounds around me. So choose an anchor for you to sort of grip your attention onto: your breath, the support beneath you, sounds in the room. And we'll take 3 gentle breaths together. No special effort required. Start to slowly move a breath into the body And a breath out. And two more in your own rhythm, breathing in fully and breathing out completely. Let's do another one. Breathing in fully and breathing out completely. And we'll pause for a moment. Anchoring your attention. And as we begin, allow whatever is present inside you, thoughts, emotions or feelings, sensations in your body, to have a seat at this table. Now bring your awareness back to your anchor breath, chair, or sounds. And notice the steadiness it offers. This anchor that you can return to whenever you need. Breath, chair, sounds. And now widen your awareness to include what's present internally. You might notice an emotion, a mood, the tone or quality of the thoughts of your mind, or a general sense of how you're feeling. I often like to ask the question to myself, how am I feeling really? And there's no need to name it perfectly. Just noticing what's present internally, this landscape of your internal experience. And if it helps, you might silently say, this is here right now. This is here right now. And we cannot choose what always arises, but we can learn how to meet it. Meet it with kindness, or as Nico says, a warm awareness. And moving into our practice of rain, recognize what's here without judgment. Recognize that what is living in and through you is present. And allow it to be present just as it is. No pushing it away or pulling closer, allowing what you're recognizing to be present. And then investigate, inquire gently. You might ask, where do I feel this in my body? Where's this experience in my body? What does it need right now? And let's nurture that inquiry, offering something kind to what you're recognizing, allowing, and investigating. Maybe nurturing this by softening your breath, letting it be smooth and long, or placing a hand to your heart. Or maybe your nurture comes from a simple phrase like, "This is hard, and I'm here." If at any point this feels like too much, return to your anchor, your breath, the support beneath you, or the sounds in the room. And as we intentionally pause in stillness, recognizing that thoughts arise, stories about the past or worries about the future, and see if you can notice them as mental events rather than facts. You might imagine thoughts as clouds passing through the sky, present but not permanent, just floating by. Recognize, allow, investigate, and nurture. And notice what it's like for you to be present with this experience. Notice what you can hear. Notice what you can taste. What you may be able to smell. What you feel on the surface of your skin. Or perhaps what you feel internally in your body, in your heart. And with your eyes closed or open, aware of what you can see. And feel the support beneath you. Invite a fresh breath into your lungs. Feeling your feet touching the ground, or maybe offering a gentle wiggle of your toes, a twirl of your fingers, a nod from side to side, left and right. And as you open your eyes, just take a moment to notice one thing you're aware of right now. Inside or outside. And take a moment to thank yourself, not for how the practice went, but for your willingness to show up. And before I open the chat, I'd like to close with these words from Mary Oliver. She writes, "You do not have to be good. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves." May we continue to meet ourselves with that same permission today. Open up the chat and see what kind of comments we have in here. How was your practice? By the way, welcome to my home. This is where I eat dinner. This is where I play music. And this is where I work, right on the floor. How was your practice today? How are you meeting yourself? How are you being with what is? Nice and relaxing, calming in a busy day. Yeah, those intentional moments of pause. And often when I'm teaching yoga, I'll say words of pausing on purpose. Pause on purpose. I know sometimes before I walk out the door, before I even open the door, I'll pause and take a breath. And those moments of respite, those little small moments of respite between busy days or full days can really be a game changer for how we continue to move forward. Yeah, I appreciated the phrase, "This is hard." Mm, totally relaxed after a busy day. A beautiful practice for my personal journey, very helpful and calming, thought provoking. So curious what those thoughts are, Carolyn. I always start my meditation with "I am here." And now I have a new depth of meaning for that phrase. Oh no, I lost it. Thank you for taking me there. You're so welcome, Judy. Thank you for allowing me to go there with you. Mm. I'm curious if anyone recognized something you didn't notice was sort of here before we paused and allowed the body and the mind to speak. You know, in our RAIN practice, recognize, allow, investigate, and nurture. Denny writes, able to recognize my pessimism in dealing with PD, connected it to some trauma from the childhood, always no. Yeah, it's interesting, Denny, when we are really able to sit with ourselves and sort of make links to patterns that we're experiencing as adults. That's healing. That's healing. Thank you for doing the work, my friend. Dell says, late, but I'm feeling calm and restful. Good session. Glad you made it, Dell. Happy birthday, Andrew. Yes, Sue, calming reminder to use RAIN. It's a beautiful practice. It's one I use pretty regularly. Oh, Mike, the best I've attended. Um, have to leave, yeah. So lovely being with you in your home. Barbara, don't do it. Don't make me cry. Jonathan, I liked the reference to mental events and differentiating them from being in the moment. Yeah. Thoughts, right? Our brains are so powerful. And what mindfulness teaches us reminds us of, wow, that brain just went in so many different directions. And when we can pause and choose which thought that we're going to run with or not, can really be powerful in how we navigate our day to day, moment to moment experiences. And so I like to use mindfulness sort of as like reps in the gym for our brain, right? And we're strengthening our cognition and our willingness to choose to exercise that thought or put that dumbbell down and pick up another one. Hmm. Love it, Jean. Original Rain had the N as not accepting or negating or challenging the feeling comments. Yeah, Denny, I don't know that I'm familiar with the that sort of connotation of rain. Um, Not accepting or negating is something that goes against my practice because I feel my experience is one that I have to learn how to accept and not negate it and not accept it. So that's one that I will play devil's advocate for and disagree with. Did she, Mindy? Thank you for enlightening me. Got a comment from John. Almost overwhelming. Haven't done this in a while and way too much on my mind. Thank you for helping me slow down. Of course, John. One day at a time, sometimes 1 minute at a time, sometimes one breath at a time. Keep going and slowly, again and again. All right, my friends, that's the time that we have together today. Thank you all so much for sharing your presence with me on this Mindfulness Mondays. If you would like to stay connected, Danielle's going to share my contact slide on the next screen. My email is up there. Please don't hesitate to email me or visit the webpage. If you have questions in your journey as you navigate Parkinson's disease or things come up, do not hesitate to contact our helpline. That number is on the screen. Oh, sorry. Next English session will be on May 4th with Devin or Nico, one of those. Whenever I say May 4th, I think of Star Wars, like May the 4th be with you. That's a thing, right? Okay, next slide. If you have questions in your journey, don't hesitate to reach out to the Parkinson's Foundation's helpline. May you continue to recognize, allow, investigate, and nurture the internal landscape that is your experience, my friends. May you be well. Until soon.